Hard Gear is a manga made by Tsuyoshi Takaki, published on Shueisha Shonen Jump Plus the April 3rd of 2019, and I feel that it's one of the best and most underrated manga to come out in the last couple of years. And I'm going to try to change that, even if my following is non-existent. Grab Nier Automata, The Last of Us, and Ankula's Shonen, and mash them together and you get this manga. The story follows Rue, the last human on Earth, after the Third World War wiped the humans. As she's taken care by her Baymax of a dad, or uncle as she calls him, Seth, our Professor Gear. Gears are described in the first episode as basically androids that were designed with a specific purpose, and they all have a role in life that were given by humans, either like said, a professor gear, as we see later, more like engineering or typical house caring, all that kind of stuff, but also war, making the situation of the Third World War worse in the end and wiping out the humans in the end. Rue's unset normal life is interrupted when Rue finds and accidentally activates a gear called Chrome, who doesn't have a base program, doesn't have a purpose, meaning that he's like a newborn without an objective or role. They live like a normal family, getting the audience closer to the main characters. Until then, boom, an insane Gears attacks them, and without spoiling what happens, it forces both Rue and Chrome, with his revealed true body, into an adventure to get their robot dad back. Now, this series is amazing. I really like it. The reason being is that the first scene that you see is this beautifully drawn background of what is left of a laboratory in what is a very picturesque style of art. However, it feels very dynamic and clean as every action and every like not even in movement but like them chilling and relaxing. It feels welcoming and scary at the same time. It's great. You will like the art so much. The art is so good. Takaki is so good at this. Hopefully, I get as good at this. The story starts developing, as I mentioned, as you meet more gears and see the effects of what humanity has done, but also it brings kind of like an existentialism to it that creates situation of them like failing to be more than their base program because they're robots, they're programmed to it, and they're stuck in this loop where like some of them don't have a purpose. They lose their way of being or creates way of living that try to replicate what their objective-based program asks for them, but then they end up making them worse for themselves without even knowing because they're cursed to this. And this is exemplified in every aspect of it. And Chrome, one of the few gears that didn't have a base program in the beginning, shows how it becomes like a curse to them. And it's all of this is explored with the delicacy and subtlety that I think this shonen could have, because in the end it's a shonen, it's directly to teenagers, so of course they cannot go very deeply. However, it does touch a lot of subjects. There's some small one chapter arcs. For example, they go to a gear that is a hairdresser, and you see how you could say he could have experienced love and everything. However, because his program works in a certain way, he sees the world in a certain way, and he starts to reminisce of what the world had, which is very interesting. And I really like that this shonen takes its time in this small adventure that this like big brother and a small sister embark, and you are get become very attached to them too, and the relationship that is very like family like is very nice. Another good thing about this series, as I mentioned in the other story arcs, is that the characters are simple but with a lot of like personality to them. Like they have a depth that isn't shown, but is great. One of my favorite characters, Hildur, she only has one arc. Currently, I think is the biggest one, apart from like what I think is the last one. Her design might be like a bit sexualized in the latter half when it's revealed that she has like this spandex suit, but she has like so much depth to her. It's more than the looks, if you want to call it something. That's might have one of the criticisms I think the series might have, but I don't feel it. It's not as bad. It's not bad in any shape or form. It gives them like this. They look great, and their personality is great. The personality is amazing, and she is a general, or used to be. She goes from ups and downs trying to make her soldiers free. However, she doesn't achieve that. And I think that exploration, I'm not going to spoil more, but that exploration is amazing. You can see how it affects, and you can bring this example currently with every character, I think. Like maybe the last ones you can't, because some of them are just being presented and some of them are just being explored. Like finally they're being like shown in a way that you can get interested. Another, I think, a good thing, because this is a controversial thing. This series feels like it's ending, and in a natural way, which I think is great. Although it's only 40 chapters. So this creates a dissonance where, like, yeah, some people are like, why it's so short and shit like that. And stuff like that. I think it's a good thing. As much as I like my long series, like the Jujutsu Kaisens, the Bleach, the One Pieces, not everybody has time to read a long series. So this one being short and naturally ending in that shortness with all these themes, subjects, characters, and this single but very well done adventure, I think it's amazing. Even if there are mysteries that are not solved, I think that is good. That is like finishing. It's reaching its apex, and I think that's great. With only the art and the fights and everything getting better as the story goes on, it's amazing. I really, really like it. So yeah, that's the review. This is my first review, so I know it has issues, but I will look forward to fixing it if I ever make a new video. I wanted to make this video because, as I said, I feel it's a very underrated series that is very, very good. But also, when I started writing this video, as you can have seen before, the series was on hiatus because the author had a health condition that needed to be tackled with. But luckily, just recently, as I mentioned, for the chapters, the 40th chapter was released a few days ago from the time of recording, which I think is great. And I want to support the artist the best way I can, which is hopefully bring more attention to it. I really, really like the series. So please go and give him support. Here's his Twitter. You can read the manga for free in Shonen Jump Plus. Uh, not fully, like how it works, like the first 5 chapters and the last number of chapters. But we all know that you can kind of find them illegally somewhere, somehow. But I do want to support this artist. Eventually, when the physical volumes are translated and I can buy them, I will probably buy them. And yeah, if you want to support me, I'm on social media. As you can see, I can draw. I like drawing a lot. As a matter of fact, I'm writing my own comic that I know it's not perfect. I'm working on like fixing it for editors and finally publishing physically. But you can read it right now. Charge. You can support it. That's the best support you can give me. Read my comic and criticize it as much as you can. I will probably read it no matter what. I don't know if I'm going to make more videos, but you can see what I'm doing in social media. I appear randomly in some other places. That's how I roll. But yeah, thank you for watching, and maybe see you later.